special boy, and has a big round head and a big round butt and a big fluffy tummy. I love him so much, and I also love the Civivi Sendy. Civivi Sendy, the knife with the flip of love.
Quick specs. That's the overall length. The blade length. The blade thickness. The handle thickness. That's a cute little ladybird. Look at that. Look at the little ladybird. Hey there, little ladybird. Off to eat my crops. Nitro V is the steel and the "What is up guys" insignia of the maker. G10 handles on this one. Stainless steel liners and some different colored G10. And this is it next to the Benchmade Bug Out Special Workshop Edition. Next to the Lion Steel Skinny, another skinny knife. Next to the Primor Trox, the thing from the last video. Next to a Paramilitary 2 15V edition. And next to the Civivi Lumi, another favorite of mine in the mini, well-designed little blade. Oh, look at the little Slaterbug. Slaterbug, Slaterbug. I'll have to eat some grubs, eat some aphids maybe, that'd be nice. Or eat some leaf litter. Either way, buck 110, there we go. Very big knife, you realize how big it is. Speaking of big, here's the scientific badunkadunk scale. You got the half-breed blades, large bush knife, and then the hardcore hardware MILF, then a Paramilitary 2, then a Swish Bowie, then a Benchmade bailout, then this knife, and then a little Civivi Ostap Hell. This is it in the pocket, of course. Pocket clip holds the knife well in all kinds of pants. These are my sports pants, and do not be tempted to study the random crust. Oh dear.
I'm getting out while I can.
Hello, my friends. Now, after the fairly, well, let's just say nauseatingly competent previous Civivi knife, I reviewed the Primatrox.
Groundbreaking.
I was really stoked to get the Civivi Sendy out of Xbox because the Primatrox was a very good knife, but my goodness, was it about the same knife as about half the other knives on the market right now. This guy, however, well, in the words of Australia's royal family, that's what I'm talking about.
Grand Royale.
The Civivi Sendy has lots of cool little design features. This is a NAFS Co. design knife. NAFS, of course, being Ben, the Mr. Rogers, and maybe even the Steve Rogers. No, wait a minute, my mistake. The Bob Ross of the knife world.
It's the same picture.
Because he really makes some like nice, inoffensive, pleasant designs, produces generally pleasant content, and generally does a lot of good. Definitely does much more good for the knife world than most of us other, pushers or influencers or however you'd like to call us. So, and he always makes nice, simple, clean, appealing designs that have some really cool little tricks to them. And this one, well, this one's got some tricks. So the Civivi Sendy, first of all, basically a classic pattern, like a traditional pattern, but with all modern technologies making it happen. So you got Nitro V in the blade steel. You've obviously got a flipper liner locking blade. The flipper is like a little nub on the back, like a micro flipper. Comes out like that, very cool. The blade is nice and thin. It's a spay tip, so just like your grandpappy's knife, although not at all like your grandpappy's knife. When you turn it on the side and see it's got some like different colored G10, some back spaces, all just sorts of cool, modern, signs of high quality mass overseas production. You can get this for like $100. So really cool Civivi Sendy. Lots of cool about it, but also very cool is down this end. near this pocket clip here, you pull out a couple of little secret tools, right? So you got some tweezers, which can, confirmed, pull out an ear hair, proof on screen. And then on this side, you've got a little toothpick. I wasn't sure what it was, but it's a little bend. I thought it was like a shank for like a lock picking thing or something. And I mean, anything can be a lock pick, I suppose. But what it is, it's a little toothpick. And as soon as I knew it was a toothpick, it was serendipitous because that was the day I had a fete at my kid's school, and I bought some dehydrated red frogs. And my God, they got all up in these chompers. And my teeth are they're nearly 40-year-old Australian man teeth who goes to the dentist minimally. Like, it has to be pretty bad for me to go to the dentist. And I have to have a lot of spare money to go to the dentist. So my teeth are they're hanging in there. They're in a constant state of hanging in there. I mean, to you guys, they probably look all right. But if you get any closer, it's a bit like a Monet. It looks like dog shit up close. But far away, oh, that's a smile. They're still technically there. Cool. Look no closer. Do not see how the sausage is made. So I was all up in here, pulling out little bits of red frog with my toothpick. So I was immediately won over by the Civivi Sendy. And this is, of course, going to be a very positive review. So the Nitro V seems to be Civivi's new go-to budget steel, which I absolutely support. Great steel in that trinity of 14C, AEBL, and Nitro V. All have slight differences, slightly better at each other than other things, but really good pure steels, very workable. And the steel industry and the knife industry in general just seems to be pretty big fans of them for pretty good reason. Presented on a really nice thin blade, thin behind the edge. It's just done really well. I've been looking for so many excuses to cut stuff. I was out there cutting so much cardboard. And in fact, it's actually gone dull by now because I was cutting way more stuff than I actually needed to. That cardboard before could have just been scored and then folded a lot quicker. And that was a bit of it that I showed you. I was going crazy on the cardboard. So this knife is dull now. So that segues pleasantly into the time of the review when we sharpen it and do a steel test. So let's do that. It might be predictable because of the last knife was the same steel and from the same company, so it's probably going to be the same, but you never know. The belly's a bit different. It's all a bit different, and I'm a bit of a different guy today, Probably at least, 5% of my cells have completely replaced with new cells. It's like the ship of Theseus. If every part of me gets replaced over 7 years, where is the original me? What is going on? Let's test the knife.
Civivi Sendy, Civivi Sendy, the knife that fills your heart with love. Civivi Sendy, Civivi Sendy, you are my best friend, apart from my cat Basil, who is a very special boy, and has a big round head, and a big round butt, and a big fluffy tummy. I love him so much, and love him so much, and I also love the Civivi Sendy, Civivi Sendy, the knife with a flip of love.
So 275 on the Civivi Sendy. Same steel as the last knife, fair bit less. Quite simple wire though. In my cut test, unfortunately it's very belly heavy. So when the belly is concentrated, is in little curve, is only a small part. It handles a lot more of the rope in a smaller area. So that belly is probably about a ½ inch or even an inch less belly than the Primatrox had. So it would kind of make sense that it's getting used up a bit quicker on this sort of very bench-intensive rope cut test. So, but overall, my feeling is that I'm pretty sure it'll be the same steel, performing the same way. It's just kind of arranged a different way, so it doesn't do as well in my test. So there's that. But overall, I mean, there's a lot of rope still. Good edge, fine edge for a non-powdered, sort of non-super steel. I think that's absolutely fine. So still a solid thumbs up for the Civivi Sendy. So other notes re the Civivi Sendy. It's quite good in the pocket, very small in the pocket, very slim little profile. Pocket look is good and reversible. It's basically an ambidextrous knife entirely. The little flipper there on the back is absolutely completely manageable on either side. I guess the liner lock might be more comfortable not reaching across the blade path, but even still, I'm not noticing one of these being particularly less comfortable than the other. So pretty good overall. Look, pretty quick review, but don't take that as a sign of a lack of enthusiasm. I've just really enjoyed using this guy, and it's definitely going into that skinny knife Hall of Fame, which on my channel is probably about 5 or 6 really good skinny knives that I alternate through quite often depending on what I'm carrying and where I'm going. Really good little post office knives, knives to take on places where you might actually have to pull it out around non-knife people, stuff that just doesn't look imposing or doesn't make you look like a weapons guy, all that sort of stuff, which are, like it or not, desirable traits on a pocket knife, especially in Australia where you're bloody near enough not supposed to even carry them if you're in public. So depending on where you are, of course. Most of my pocket knife use, of course, comes on this fine property you see me poncing around on, but overall it's pretty good in pocket knife for when you do have to brave the wild world. Very inoffensive, very kind of stylish little piece of kit here. And yeah, frankly, I think there needs to be more knives like this that are interesting to look at, that non-knife people will just think are genuinely pretty cool little objects. And like it or not, again, that's something that is a good way of expanding our hobby to perhaps catch a few more eyes. I think we've almost wrung dry the tactical crowd and the survivor crowd and the weapons crowd and that sort of crowd. And I think branching out into sort of perhaps people who are just into gadgets and tech almost, this is the sort of thing that I think might be the way forward. Designs like this in the end. And Civivi, you can always count on to make a pretty well done knife for a pretty good price. And I think they've been around, as I said in the last film, I think they've been around long enough for you to be pretty sure you're getting what it says on the box. And overall, this is a very positively received knife indeed. And it's definitely one of my favorites so far of the year, that's for sure. So well done. What is up, guys? I'm not sure if it's NAFs or what is up, guys. I'm looking at the blade insignia and it's got the what is up, guys. I don't know, but I'm sure that darling Ben has his name all over this somehow. So good job, you all design team and Civivi, for putting it out there and making it well, and selling it for a decent price and all that sort of stuff. I think it's one of the better buys you can probably look at getting if you're after, especially something a bit different. And if the last knife you bought that was a bit like this was the Kaiser Feist like 5 years ago, then this might be the next one to get your flip of love going. Hey, reference back to the thing at the start of the video. Yeah. Take it away, Basil. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.